Hey guys, what's up? Time for another video. Remember, if you like these kind of videos, if you like, sub, share, subscribe, whatever. If you want to, you can do it. It helps the channel. Also, thanks to the people. If you like that recent FGC and MBC thing, if you want to share those videos, sub, whatever, it does help the channel. Because let me tell you, those took a long fucking time to do. But I do have some other stuff coming up for those. I'm trying to think of some fun stuff to do for those, like. Trying to throw a different spin or a new avenue to expose some of the different video game kind of like frauds of the fighting game community. So I was trying to think of a different avenue kind of to show that maybe hopefully people then look into it and, you know, put a funny spin on it kind of. But anyway, what do I think about Strive being delayed? Well, like I said, I mean, the game was already delayed before, right? I mean, I think it's scary. I think it's scary if you like, a lot of people are going to suck them off, like, oh, they're listening to us, oh my God, we need to suck them off, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, why? I'll never understand why people want to suck someone off that you're already giving your money to. It's like kind of like I forget that English term, whatever, like, whatever. I guess the internet just says coping, some kind of coping mechanism. Like, I paid for it, so the opposite of buyer's remorse, the buyer's coping mechanism or something like that. But I just think it's crazy. I talk about games are so too overly beta tested and all this kind of stuff. I mean, by the time this game comes out, this game is almost 2 years old now, right? This one, it's been beta tested for so long. The game is old now, dude. It's not exciting. Like back in the day, a game might be beta tested like a month before or something. It's just like, what is going on, dude? It's like this game is not new anymore. And people are like, oh, they're listening to us. Well, dude, weren't, and like I said, do you remember the very first videos? Which again, I don't know. Either I'm actually really smart or people are just that retarded, right? So it's either one of the others. I called from the very first matches. I told you guys how this game was going to work. Guess what? What happened now? All these content creators that were, and I'll get around to this, all these content creators, oh, we're focused on the lobbies. The user interface sucks. The counter hits are too big. But the game looks great. The game's going to be amazing. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, look at this. Jumping's going to be too powerful, blah, blah. Now you see all these other stills and content creators like, yeah, I guess jumping is too powerful, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully they fix that. And the wall is kind of sketchy too. Now maybe there actually is something wrong with it. It's like, you guys have no fucking opinion of your own. This shit was obvious day one. But I did add in that fact that, people have been complaining about this lobby system, whatever the fuck it is. It's like it's very pixelated, whatever the term is. Why are you sucking off a company and saying like, oh, Arc Systems is actually listening to us when that was also you guys' main complaint from day one? And they have not fixed it yet. So are they going to fix it in the next couple months, whatever? But you guys were already complaining about it before and they didn't do anything. So I don't know why you're continuing to suck them off. Jesus, how much fucking stuff do you have to drink before guzzling down the cum of Arc Systems work before? It's just ridiculous, dude. I think it's scary if you actually think about it because I'm drinking hot chocolate, sick as usual, dude. I think it's scary if you think about it because it's like, dude, the design direction must be so completely fucked up. I don't even know. Does it actually take 2 months to design? Like, oh, the server problem, or was it the, lobby problem? Like, what is really going on with the game? Like I said, the game is just such shaky fundamental problems, and that's what worries me. There's a lot of cool things I think about the game, but the foundation and fundamentals of the game is just so fucked up. And, some people are saying like, oh, well, maybe they're doing this because they didn't know about all the glitches in the game. They didn't know about all these infinites and everything like that. And that's even more scary. It's like, wow, it's like, Christ, no one ever tried that for the 1.5 years that this game has been being beta tested internally. It's actually funny. I said before, way back in the day, before Iska came out, Arc Systems did contact me because they asked me to help them with some bugs. And God, I wish I could find those conversations because that would be an interesting thing to, if I could find the dates of that and then find out the dates when Iska officially came out. That would be interesting. I'm thinking about this, but whatever the case, the game is already being internally tested before the beta test. It's like, what were they testing this whole time? If that's your argument, you know, if your argument is like, oh, well, they didn't know there's all these glitches and bugs, blah, blah, blah. But what the fuck were they testing for a year and a half? So really, it being delayed has not changed my opinion on the game. I'm not going to suck off Arc Systems work until you show me foundational things have been changed. You know, the blocking is stupid right now. In the air, it hasn't changed for. Like I said, you got to remember, why the fuck was I able to find out how Dragon Ball FighterZ worked 6 months before it came out? I just looked at some matches. I'm like, the game's gonna work this way. I can already tell, because you have taken out so much of that sort of like marinating process for games of people. Again, my English is terrible, about finding things on their own in a way, because it's all there. If you actually know what you're looking for, you can tell how a game is going to work. And generally speaking, games do not drastically, sure there's changes, but generally speaking, games do not drastically change from first conception to when the product gets released, right? I mean, hell, fucking Strive has an excuse now because this game is fucking 2 years old by this point, right? It's just like games are just so beta tested. It's so obvious. It's right there that if something is going to work or if something is a problem. So I just think that, I don't know. You're going to, like, are you going to tell me that you weren't going to buy this game before because of the lobby system? Maybe you were going to keep playing the game because of the lobby system, but I would assume most people are going to buy the game no matter what, if whatever the case, right? So I just think sucking off a company for delaying a game for a second time. And then some people are trying to say, "Oh, well, I hope it's because they didn't know these glitches were in it." Well, if that's your perspective as well, what the fuck were they doing for a year and a half? Because this shit was so fucking obvious. You're telling me no one tried to burst while they were internally testing during a fucking dust? No one did a Soul Grand Viper thing? All this shit is so obvious, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm not impressed. Anyway, hopefully, again, I am hoping the game gets better, but I will not suck something off until you show me there's something to suck. So hopefully there's some titties to suck, because I'm not sucking no titty. Anyway, the end.